Hello, everybody. My name is Emilio Gutierrez, and I'm doing my quality of character presentation on integrity for the MCAA program at the University of Concordia, Irvine. What does integrity look like? To me, integrity looks like someone living by a moral code, doing what they say they're going to do, being trustworthy, and not giving in to peer pressure. The definition of integrity is the quality of being honest and having strong moral principles. To me, integrity means that you are doing the right thing no matter who is watching. This means you're following your own principles that you live by. Everyone has principles that are important to them and that they live by. Having integrity means that you are living by these principles no matter what other people think of your decisions and no matter who is watching what you are doing. Well, what does it all mean? When reading the text by Brown, he states, integrity for an athlete is a simple concept, is a choice of behaviors displayed, is small, daily decisions. Athletes engage in actions that follow their words and beliefs. In other words, their core covenants and their behaviors align. This means that day in and day out, athletes and coaches are living by their moral code. No matter what they do or what they say, the moral code that they live by and their actions are in line and coincide with each other. What do you do? Throughout the course, we have gone over different situations and have had to reply and come up with what we would do. Majority of the assignments that we have done in this class have to do with integrity in some form or fashion. The biggest one that came to my attention was the NCAA violation prompt that we had to write on. The NCAA has busted coaches for paying athletes illegally to come to their university. The prompt that we had to write on was it right and just for other coaches to do it because the big name programs were doing so to get the big name recruits in. This is a situation where you have to live by your moral code and be able to live with the decisions that you made. Make the right decisions based on your moral code and have good integrity. The next prompt that I noticed was with a ball going out of bounds that was ruled in favor of your team even though one of your players touched it last. This is another situation where integrity plays a big part into what you do next. This situation is more than likely a coach isn't going to speak up. But if you have integrity, you are able to live by your moral code and be able to live with the decision of either telling or not telling the ref. The last situation that I saw was another story that I saw in the Brown book. It was on Tiger Woods. He hit his tee shot down the fairway, and it had come close to a sprinkler head. One of the announcers said that he should widen his stance and get a drop. That way, the hazard wasn't in the way and he would get a favorable lie for the second shot. The second announcer said that Tiger Woods would never do that because he has too good of an integrity. To me, this means that Tiger Woods is able to live with himself hitting that shot and not getting any type of benefits or lying and just dealing with the the situation that he was in. Live with integrity. So, a quote: if you don't have integrity, you have nothing you can do. If you have integrity, if you don't have integrity, you have nothing you can do. You can't buy it. You can't have all the money in the world. You can have all the money in the world, but if you are not a moral and ethical person, you really have nothing. And to me, that speaks highly on integrity, because you can have everything that you want, but if you don't live by a moral code or principles, you really have nothing. And the second thing is a Bible quote. It's Proverbs 21:3. To do what is right and just is more acceptable to the Lord than sacrifice. Based on those two, the quote and the Bible verse, here are two examples of coaches living by different integrities. The first coach is Bob Williams. He was the Saints coach that ordered the Bounty Gate in the playoffs against the Vikings. And this is showing that he is living not by his moral code and not having integrity, by trying to hurt other players on the other team and being okay with it. The next example is Brad Stevens, the head coach of the Boston Celtics. To me, he lives his life by a moral code and is always making sure that his players and the rest of his coaching staff are doing the same. He is constantly out in the community, making sure that events and the community are on his side, and he is constantly making sure that he is making the right decisions and living by a good moral compass every day. So, in conclusion, integrity is something that is important to living your life. If you don't have integrity, you don't have anything. You have to be able to live by some sort of moral compass and do what is right based on your moral compass. And you have to be able to do right at all times, regardless of who's watching and who's looking. It is always easy to do what is right when someone is watching. It is not always easy to do what is right when your friends or no one is watching. Thank you.